little different today. I'm talking about some paid DLC and a requested character that Minnie wants to see in this game. And I'm not going to just be talking about paid DLC, but I also, in the mix, I came up with some character ideas for Jenny Wakeman, or aka SJ9, for how she can fight, how she can be implemented into this game at stages, and more for my ideas and just doing some research. I love the show, and along with many other shows I watched, I mean, from the 90s Nickelodeon era and all the way up till now. Some of those shows are not the same, some of those channels are not the same, and they don't air anymore. So you have to watch them on a website or some other way from a streaming app if they have that particular show that you're looking for. But this is all about my life as a teenage robot, the TV show from Nickelodeon that you guys love and enjoy. And I make this video about her, and I want to just discuss, I brought this up on the screen, so I'm just going to go to the roster so everybody can see all the characters in the game. And I'm not going to start up the match like the other ones with the characters just standing around or whatnot. Let's just keep it on the roster so everybody can see all the characters that's in the game. But why not have Jenny Wakeman be the first paid DLC? Is she going to be the first one? And if I'm a developer, I'm just going to go out there and go as far as saying it. For as far as the most requested character, for being Jenny Wakeman and one of many other characters. It's not just her, it's others. But I'm going to try to shoot for trying to get Jenny Wakeman into the game as quick as possible and make her the first paid DLC, and just almost immediate have her be a character that comes out to expand this game. And are there going to be any more free characters? She might be free. They might do another free DLC. You never know. They might just like I said, they might just throw us a wrench and keep us, surprises, and we don't know what is going to happen. We don't know who's going to be in the game next. Is Jenny Wakeman going to be next? Is she going to be the first paid DLC? It could be Rocco. It could be somebody else. But I'm curious to see. It goes as far as discussing. I want to discuss it with all of you who love this game and been playing it or seen it. What do you guys think of paid DLC for this game? How much do you think is a good price for a character? Is the character going to be released separately from the stage itself, or will they all be bundled into one, which I would like to see? These are all the characters in the game. We first got Garfield in December, and then we just recently got Shredder not too long ago for this month of February. So we got his alternate skin free for Ninja Turtles. That's 4 turtles, 4 TMNT characters, and we got Garfield. And each alternate skin for each character, let's go through them from bottom to the top. We got Red Tar, we got all these different skins that are free of charge. Are they going to probably also consider charging us for the skin itself when you get the character? Unless when you buy the character, you'll probably get the skin along with that particular character to go on alongside of the stage that will be represented with that DLC character. So who knows how they're going to really do this. This is going to be an in-game shop, almost similar to how some of these battle royales do. They have like an in-game shop or a separate place where you can buy the stuff, or an in-game store where you can buy and purchase costumes and see those characters. Maybe they'll have more than one skin. That'll be like legendary. Maybe one free skin and then one skin that you have to pay for that particular DLC character. It's so many different ways that come to mind of how they can implement these characters with the DLC packaging. A fighter's pass, it could be something, it could be anything. We're just going to keep it on the character screen and start talking about Jenny Wakeman. But I just think she would be perfect as the first paid DLC, maybe some others. Let's get a different character from a show that's not being represented in this game, if anything. If it's not Jenny, let's get someone. Let's not get another SpongeBob character yet. Let's not get another Ninja Turtle character or someone else. Let's get a different show represented into this game from lovable characters from the Nickelodeon era, for the TV shows that people grew up watching. They can get Rocco, they can get Jenny, they can get Jimmy Neutron from his universe, somebody from Fairly Odd Parents if they can, but I don't see that happening until late. But if I'm going for it, I'm definitely going to go after Jenny Wakeman or just anyone that I possibly can get my hands on as far as paid DLC. I just feel like she might be a top candidate for a paid DLC character that can get into the game to really expand. I think a lot of people will buy her. But let's start talking about my ideas. I wanted to just talk a little bit about how they could probably do the first paid DLC or DLC that the players will have to buy and purchase the character that they see fit, that they're interested in trying out. They might even change their mains and really play as those characters, and it'll bring more people to the game. Well, let's talk about SJ9 or Jenny Wakeman and my ideas. So we're gonna start with a little backstory. So just people who probably haven't heard about the show. This is basically a robot named SJ9 who is Jenny Wakeman, basically, which is her name, which she prefers to be called Jenny. And the whole little story, I just had to do some research so everybody knows about the story. She was juggling her duties to protect the Earth, and she was also like a hero. She was a hero to this town of Tremorton, and she was a hero and protector, and she was going to school and trying to also, protect the world at the same time. It always makes me think about Spider-Man, because he was juggling his duties of trying to live a regular life, a normal life, and you're also trying to be the protector of the city. You can't play both roles, and these superheroes have so much to juggle in between trying to live a normal life and protect everyone and keep the city in line and keep the evildoers and the villains from trying to take over the Earth and get their way. So Jenny Wakeman was gifted with all these different abilities and different powers. So I'm going to get into that too for a moveset today for this video, but that would be last. So she was trying to live a normal human life as a teenager, so that's why it's called My Life as a Teenage Robot. So that's a little bit of the backstory. I don't want to just talk too much about it, but let's get into the stages that I would relate with her if I'm going to release her as DLC, paid DLC that can come out with her. One of these stages will be a perfect setting, and just like I mentioned with Tremorton, that was the main setting. This was the city. This was the city that goes with the show and basically everything that took place there. Almost similar to how Dinsdale is the city of Fairly Odd Parents, where everything goes down. But Tremorton, I would go for that for a stage, and then she went to school with her friends at Tremorton Highschool. And then that was my second choice for the stage. And then my last choice, I'm gonna go with Wizzly World. So I did some digging for this one because I didn't know about this one from the show. At least I didn't remember. It's so many shows and you can't really remember everything unless you do a little bit of research about the show. So I think Wizzly World is another good choice that could come out with Jenny Wakeman because it's something that features is basically a parody of Disney World. Like a little amusement park sort of kind of place that they can add into the game. And I referenced this from The Wonderful World of Wizzly. It's the episode. That's the name of it. If you guys are curious, and you guys can look it up if you like. But it's basically, Wizzly World is basically like supposed to be like the Disney World of My Life as a Teenage Robot in this particular show. But the difference is, it's not run by humans, it's run by robots themselves. So why not have that come out as a stage to match with SJ9 or Jenny Wakeman for some DLC. So those are 3 stages. Those are all the stages that I could come up with. And just like I said, Tremorton is just the main setting of the show. Why not have everything? We can do battle there at Tremorton for the main setting, for the main location. But now it's time for some alternate costumes I came up with. And maybe you'll like these guys, like these costumes for you guys out there that could be considered paid DLC and sold separately, possibly, or maybe they could be bundled all into one. So I came up with the human form of Jenny Wakeman way before she even became this robot, stuff like that. I think people really like the human form of Jenny Wakeman. People make the purchase, and then I don't even remember this. This is something I ended up finding out from doing some research. This particular skin is from, or this particular version of SJ9 or Jenny Wakeman is from the Great Unwashed episode when she was red. She had like a red makeover skin. It was flames and stuff like that. She had red paint, flames on her feet and hair, and then red lipstick. So you guys can look that up if you want to. That's from the Great Unwashed episode. So I think that'll be a nice, cool little skin that'll come out. That'll be dope. I definitely will buy that one. She has the flames all over, and she's red. So that's a cool little alternative skin that I can even see it being displayed on the screen. Switch to the skin, or maybe they have 2 different variations. So SpongeBob got the hat. She can go red. She can go red with the flames, red lipstick, and then switch to human. She could probably be the first ever character with 2 skins, or more than 1 skin. So, that was the last alternate costume that I could really come up with besides her human form for Jenny Wakeman. So I'm curious to see what you guys think about that. Now on to Taunts and then a potential victory animation. I did some research for this one. This references the Dancing with My Shell episode where JX9 didn't know how to dance. Jenny didn't know how to dance like a normal human being. So she ended up downloading a CD that taught her how to dance with all these professional moves. And basically with the whole episode reference, it was Valentine's Day. It was Valentine's Day, and it was a Valentine's Day special dance event that was taking place at the school. But she wanted to go so badly, but she just didn't know how to get her groove on. So with this CD that she downloaded, she ended up knowing all the dance moves in the book. So this would be probably perfect. She could do one of those dance moves, if not one or 2 more, more than one dance move that she can perform for a different variety of taunts. They can probably open that up where it's just not just one taunt that you can do. Maybe you can purchase that particular additional taunt in the same bundle package for paid DLC. Almost like emotes. I don't know. They could do something like that, but she could do some JS9 Pro dance moves for some of the moves that she does in that episode, Dancing with My Shell. That'll be something that's ideal as far as some taunts. And I looked up this quote when she says, "You're one smart cookie." That could be something that she could say as a little quick line, a quick taunt. It's not too long, and it's just at the right speed where she could say something like that in the taunt during the battle. And if the pro dance moves that she learned from this particular CD, some of the moves that she does in the episode, if it's not a taunt, it can come up as a potential, it can fit as a perfect victory animation that she does when you win the match, come out victorious. So those are the taunts and victory animations that I came up with to reference that particular episode. And now I'm going to talk about her moveset, just to reference and just talk about her abilities. Jenny, she can fly. She could be the first character that can fly. I was going to say, how come Powder Toast Man can't fly? Couldn't he fly in Ren and Stimpy? And then Danny Phantom, he has some kind of flight move because he's a ghost, but he hovers a little bit. I think he's the closest thing that's close to flying a little bit, maybe with Aang with his air ball. He can stay in mid-air talking a little bit from her earthbending, but Danny Phantom is the closest. But Jenny Wakeman can open up that door for characters that can fly and be implemented in this game, because hardly anyone in this game, if anyone, can fly. So she has all different types of moves and all these different gadgets. She can have all these different moves. I think Jenny Wakeman can have the biggest move set in the game, and I'll go as far as saying that. But let's talk about some of the movesets that I came up with, just to try to get some ideas for some of you guys and maybe some reactions. So the first one, I came up with Laser Blast. She was able to shoot lasers from her hands from the show. So I came up with a little idea to expand upon that. With the Laser Blast, she can have a series of 3 hits that she can just swing the lasers, or she can zap you 3 times, just something like that. And also, if it's not like a combo with a series of hits with basic lasers, the player can hold down the button to keep the lasers out for almost like a projector, almost like a full screen attack. I don't know if that sounds fair, but the player can hold down the lasers to keep them out and keep firing the lasers as a little blast. And then the longer the player holds the lasers and the longer the lasers are out, it'll eventually overheat. or Jenny Wakeman's systems will start to overheat, and you won't be able to use her lasers for a few seconds. So that way it has that balance. Some kind of overheat mechanic can be developed with her laser blast. So when the player is holding that button down, they won't be able to keep it out forever. And if it's too long, they can always nerf it and turn it down, or turn down the range in which it can hit you from. See what I'm saying? So it matches the balance for the attack for the lasers that she shoots. So that's a little bit of her little discussion for her lasers. Now let's move on to the missile launcher move that I came up with. She could also fire missiles from the show. So this could be her projectile. So I was almost thinking about Samus arranged for Super Smash Bros. She had a homing missile that she can fire, but this won't be a homing missile. I think it'll be a cool missile launcher attack that she can fire horizontally across the screen to attack the opponent. So you probably have to jump over it and then make sure you guard at the right time, and then she can put some extra pressure. Maybe she can shoot more than one. Maybe shoot 3 of them, 2 to 3 missiles, or maybe just one every few seconds. That can fire horizontally, that can hit only horizontally. I was thinking about a vertical missile launcher, and you hit someone that's in the air. But I think it'll be a better fit for a missile just going across the screen that she can shoot. Her chainsaw, she had this too. She had all these different gadgets. A chainsaw that she can bring out for a strong attack, for a ground move, for ground-based moves. And she could probably do it in the air too if you jump, for like when you jump in the air and just press the B button that most people would say. So for my PS5, I press the circle button, use the chainsaw strong attack for a ground move to launch the opponent. How about some drills? She had those too. She can do like a drill combo, 2 light attacks, and then follow up with a drill finisher. And it can hit you with quite a few times when that drill is out. You can do some serious damage. So she can do that, do like a drill combo for a move. So she had lasers, missiles, a laser cannon, stuff like that. She can have a laser cannon that she can shoot maybe in midair, something like that. But she already has lasers from her hands. I guess, I mean, it's just too much. It's too much that she can do in this game. You can just go on and on to expand with the lasers, the missiles, the chainsaw, and the drills that I just talked about. And I came up with a flight recovery. Since you see I mentioned that she could fly, she can just bring her wings out from the show. Her wings could deploy, and then she could fly upwards, only straight up, for a limited amount of time, and before the wings go back in. So that could be some kind of cool flight moves that I can really think of. I could really see her with her wings out, just flying. And maybe she can just hover. This is something else I came up with. She could also, not even just a recovery move, she could be able to float. Similar how Princess Peach for Super Smash Bros. She can float a little bit. She can have her wings up, so she can stay afloat a few seconds, and then she'll come down. That'll be awesome. So she can have some kind of ability to float and hover and have her wings out to stay in the air for a few seconds, just like Princess Peach, and then come down. And then she also has that flight recovery where she can just fly right up, straight up, and then try to get back onto the stage for some recovery to get back into the battle or get back into the action. But those are my ideas for Jenny. I hope you guys like them. But I just came up with this for myself because it's like, why not talk about Jenny, and she can be like a good first paid DLC that could come out. And if she's not first, she could be one of the upcoming ones that could be included in this game. Let's get somebody else from a different show in this game. Instead of stacking from the same shows, they can get more characters from these other universes to expand the game, and it'll keep the game, less predictable. Well, it's another Teenage Mutant, it's another Turtle. Yeah, it's a good character, but it's another character that we already know of and seen from a different show. Let's get some more reps from other shows to get in on the action. Guy Garfield, he's the only character from his own show. Let's see, who else? Cat Dog's only solo rep, Zim. But this feels, and they can get more other characters from these other Nickelodeon shows to be represented. And I think Jenny Wakeman would be cool for a first paid DLC character. why not? And she's the most requested. Let's start with her, see what she can do. But I feel like that once she come out, a lot of people are going to be buying this game for sure. Regardless of whenever she comes out, a lot more people will be playing and maining her. Everybody's going to swarm Jenny. But I hope you guys enjoy these ideas. And I just wanted to come out with something different. Talk about paid DLC. And they can just do more modes to expand. Give us more to do. I'm not saying buy a whole different mode, but it can also be included with it to have some extra stuff to do. Because when you click some of these menus, they're just limited. So, just going back to the news, see. Who knows when the first paid DLC will come out? It might come out sometime in March. Who knows? They might even update it monthly with some kind of big update, little patches here and there. But it might even come out next month. We might even see the first paid DLC in March. Just a little guess, based on what they've been bringing out. Well, let me know what you guys think of Jenny Wakeman and some of my ideas that I came up with. I think she definitely will be one of the best, if not the best in the game. She's gonna have way too many moves and all these gadgets that the player is gonna have to watch out for to get ready for. When the lasers come out, now watch out. When the missiles come out, gotta be wary. Watch out for the missiles, the lasers, the laser cannon, the drill, the chainsaw, her flight path, or where she's gonna go. She's gonna be dangerous.